Hello everyone, it's Lindsay from Camellia Alise. I hope that everyone is doing well today. Hold on, let's see. Alright, happy Wellness Wednesday. I hope that everyone is doing well. Of course, it's our Wine and Wellness Wednesday. So before I do anything else, I'm going to pour myself a nice glass of wine so that we can talk wellness and skincare. Last week we talked a lot about self-care. So this week we're going to talk a little bit more about skincare. So the first thing I want to say is, of course, if you have any skincare questions, start asking them and I will definitely start answering them. But I'm going to talk a little bit primarily about DIY maintenance of your face. Because, of course, right now, I'm sure a lot of you guys are missing your estheticians a whole lot. We're used to getting our normal facials, whether you're dealing with acne, dryness, oilness, breakouts, all different kinds of things can be occurring with our skin. And of course, we're typically used to going to our estheticians, getting our facials, asking the questions. And right now, you don't have your esthetician like you normally would. And so what I am observing a little bit more online is a lot of these DIY skincare masks that may or may not necessarily be good for you. So I kind of want to talk about a couple of good ingredients, a couple of bad ingredients, and then, of course, answer any questions that you guys may have. But first, I just want to toast to Wellness and Wine Wednesday, and hopefully you guys are enjoying some wine while you're tuned in too. Okay, so one video that was directly sent to me by one of our followers that I kind of wanted to address. It was a mask that a lady was making out of honey and cinnamon. She literally just took honey, she took cinnamon, and she spread it all over her face. That is not a good skincare mask. I know that you guys see a lot of different mask formulas that have honey in them. And yes, both honey and cinnamon have good qualities. But if you're just mixing honey and cinnamon and putting it on your face, all you're doing is putting sugar on your face. So I would not recommend that you create a mask that only has honey and cinnamon. It's not going to be beneficial to your face. Some of the ingredients that I always tell people, if you're going to make let's talk about a routine first. If you are just out there right now saying, okay, I want to make sure that while I'm not seeing my esthetician, I am doing everything I need to do to maintenance my skin. I would first say, make sure that you have a really good face wash. Make sure that you have a really good toner. You need to have some kind of sunscreen and a moisturizer. Like, those are the very basics. I do also recommend that you're exfoliating your skin at least once a week. Our sugar scrubs, we typically tell our clients every 2 to 3 days, especially if you're dealing with any kind of ingrown hair or shaving issue, then we tell our clients to exfoliate a little bit more often. But let's just say we're talking about a normal, daily routine. Make sure that you have something to wash, tone, moisturize, and sunscreen. Those are going to be the basics. And then when we're talking, like I was saying before, you'll see all kinds of DIY things. I would say, if you're used to going to your esthetician, and right now because of COVID, you're not able to reach your esthetician, you're not able to actually go in for a service, you should still be able to reach out to us. I know that I'm accessible. I'm answering a lot more questions online than I typically would be. And hello, Miss Kai. I see that you've joined us. Yes, order your scrub. All of our products are shipping out within 24 to 48 hours of ordering, so we will get it out to you when you order. But like I was just saying, if you guys are, having questions and you're not able to go into your estheticians, now is the perfect time to DM them, email them, ask them about specific questions. Even though we're not able to, be here to service your skin, we can still answer questions. And hopefully your estheticians, during this time are recommending what you need to do at home to keep up with whatever routine they were helping you with. For example, if you were dealing with severe acne and you were dealing with a regimen, your esthetician was taking care of your skin, and you want to make sure that, you're not going to have breakouts, your esthetician should be able to keep you on that same regimen, or at least tell you, in the interim for the next month or so, use product A, B, and C. And if you don't have an esthetician that you're able to reach out to, of course, I'm available. And of course, our staff at the Camellia Alise studios, we're still available. We can still answer your questions, but you should not go an entire month, or two. We don't know how long it's going to last. The Texas Department of Licensing Regulations still has not told us when we can resume business. So we don't know how long it's going to last. But in that interim time, you should still be using a regular regimen, making sure that you're taking care of your skin. I also wanted to touch on the importance of water. You guys, of course, right now is Wine and Wellness Wednesday, so I am drinking wine. But for every glass of wine that I drink, I'm trying to at least have 1 or 2 glasses of water as well. You want to make sure that your skin is well hydrated, and that your body is well hydrated also. So make sure that you guys are keeping up with your water intake, and then making sure that you're using a really good moisturizer on the outside of your skin as well. Of course, this, like I said last week, I focused a lot more on some self-care tips, things that you could do to kind of keep yourself balanced during this, COVID transition. But today we're talking self-care. So, for all of you guys that are tuning in, what are some of your skincare concerns? What are some of your skincare questions? Ask and I'll answer. One of the ingredients that I wanted to talk to you guys about, a lot of masks are coming out and people are using coconut oil. I use coconut oil to cook with, and I may use it every now and then in some of our formulations, but I don't recommend utilizing coconut oil by itself on your face. It's not considered non-comedogenic, which means coconut oil is one of the heavier oils, so it can actually clog your pores a little bit. So I don't use a whole lot of coconut oil. So if you're just going in every day and, slathering your face with coconut oil, you may find that you're having a little bit more, breakouts than you normally would. So I kind of balance that out a little bit. I wouldn't typically just use raw coconut oil on your face. Also, something that I recommend to my clients, a lot of them that deal with oily skin. So a lot of times what will happen is if you feel like your skin is very oily, you'll wash it a lot, right? You're always trying to wash it to wash the oil off. I actually have my clients do something called oil cleanse. And they're like, that doesn't make sense. If my skin is oily, why am I adding drops of oil? So what happens is you're only going to be using 1 to 2 drops of oil. But if you use 1 or 2 drops of oil and you just lightly kind of put it on your face, what happens is it helps to create balance. A lot of times the reasons that your face is really, really oily, it's trying to overproduce oil to create balance. The more that you wash your face, the more you're washing your oils away. You're stripping your face. So the more that you strip it, your body keeps saying, wait, we're missing the moisture. We're missing the moisture. We need to create more. We need to create more. So by using 1 to 2 drops of oil on your face, I would say every other day. You don't have to do it every day, but every other day or so, it can create balance. And you'll notice that after about a week or 2 of doing it, your face won't be as oily. Your face won't be producing as much oil because it's creating its own balance at that point, and it doesn't feel like it's missing oil because it's getting what it needs. So one of my tips would definitely be to try oil cleansing if you have a very oily face and you find yourself washing your face. I have some clients that were like, I was washing my face 2, 3, even 4 times a day, just trying to get all of this oil off my face, when you're actually doing something that's counterproductive. If you're just using 1 or 2 drops of oil on your face a couple of times a week, it will stop producing all of that oil. Okay, so we did get one question. Would it be okay to use the DIY wax kits? Can you be more a little bit specific on that? What do you mean by DIY wax kits? I guess you're saying if you're not able to see your esthetician and need to, get a bikini wax, should I, do my own? And for the most part, I would say that it is okay to do it in the interim. Depending on where you're waxing, face or otherwise. Okay, so waxing on your face, yes, you can. So I actually, at home have my own waxing kit, and of course we use our 3-step pre-shave, pre-wax scrubs and oils. I would definitely say exfoliate before you wax, but yes, if you have to at home, yes, you can use in the interim your own DIY wax kits. But I will give you a couple of warnings with that one. First, do a test patch. We never know what we're allergic to until we try it. We put it on in the wrong place and we break out. So you want to kind of, with whatever wax you order, you want to make sure that you do a small test strip, maybe on the inside of your arm, before you put anything on your face. Okay, so making sure that you're not going to have any kind of allergic reaction. That's going to be one thing. The other is going to be to check the temperature. If you are getting one of those like wax pots and you have to turn it on and you're melting the wax, you don't want to just scoop it out and then just put it on your face. You don't know how hot it is. You could easily burn yourself. So you definitely want to do a test strip on another place on your body before you put it on your face. Another thing is going to be sanitation. I'm sure that, you guys notice with your esthetician, but you don't, always think about it at home. If you have a popsicle stick or a stick that you're dipping into the wax and then you place it on your skin, you don't want to double dip. Just like, with food, anything else, you're basically putting it on your skin, exposing yourself to all the germs that are, on the surface of your skin, and then you're putting it back in there. So you're now contaminating that whole bowl of wax. Now, obviously, it's not as detrimental for you because you're only dealing with, one person at a time instead of, 10, 12, however many people we see a day. But you are still contaminating your wax. So let's just say, you might have a certain amount of bacteria on the surface of your skin. You don't even know that, you have a psoriasis flare up. You don't know. The surface of your skin could have some kind of bacteria that you have now put into your entire stick of wax. So once you dip it, throw it away and then pull the next stick out. So always make sure that you have plenty of sticks. And as far as waxing somewhere else, I would say same thing. You want to make sure that you're doing a test patch to make sure you're not allergic. You also want to make sure that the temperature is not too high to where you're going to burn yourself. But it's kind of tricky trying to do your own Brazilian. You might want to wait. You might want to do a couple of other things. Yeah, you might want to do a couple of other things to make sure that you don't, have a bunch of ingrown hairs because you're not taking care of things right. So just be careful and also consult your esthetician. If you have somebody that you typically go to for waxing and you can't go into them, call them, email them, ask them what some alternatives are until you can get back into the studio. A lot of us are doing DIY kits, trying to make sure that our clients are well taken care of in the interim. So pretty much those were the main tips that I had for you guys for today when it comes to facial care. But of course, I'm always open to other questions, concerns that you guys may have. You can always email us at info@CameliaAlise.com, and we can answer any questions for you as far as facial care, daily maintenance, ingrown hairs, and then next week when I come on, I think that I'll talk a little bit more about self-care. Like I said, it's Wine and Wellness Wednesday, so we'll kind of go back and forth between, different tips. But I'll say, if you have something specifically that you want me to talk about, please let me know. Do I have any other quick tips for extremely dry skin? So one of the things I'll say, I kind of go back to the oil cleansing. I would use 1 or 2 drops of a natural oil, not coconut, but 1 or 2 drops of a natural oil just to make sure that your skin has the balance it needs, especially after you are washing your face. And then if you're noticing all day long that your body is just sucking in all of that moisture, increase your water intake and then moisturize more than once a day. Depending on the season, depending on allergies, your skin will constantly change, and it will need more moisture in some seasons than others. For me, my skin gets a lot drier during the winter, so I notice that I have to moisturize multiple times in the winter, whereas in the summer, I only have to moisturize maybe once a day. So you just kind of want to listen to your skin. It'll kind of tell you what it needs. And when you don't have an esthetician readily available, you just want to make sure that you're kind of in tune with it. If you notice that you're moisturizing once a day, your skin is still very dry, you might want to moisturize more than once. But I also caution you when you're buying a lot of store-bought moisturizers, look at what's in them. If you have a lot of emulsifiers, if there's a lot of ingredients that you can't spell that are on the bottle, you may want to look at some alternatives. Like I said, with our oils, literally go on there, it's 5 ingredients. It's a blend of 5 different oils. That's it. There's no fillers, there's no waxes, there's no emulsifiers. So you kind of just want to pay attention to what you're putting on your skin. It's just as important as what you're putting in your body, because everything that you're putting on is being absorbed into your skin. So thank you guys so much for tuning in to Wine and Wellness Wednesday. I hope that you guys are enjoying a glass of wine as I am. And if you have any other questions, please feel free to DM us. Let us know what your skincare or self-care needs are, and we will tune in next week to talk a little bit more about specific self-care tips. Thanks, and everybody have a great evening. We will be seeing you guys soon.